as advisors plan towards their future, some of the main things they should be asking are, one, are they clear on their destination? Do they know where they're going? And does that destination work for everyone? Is everybody on the same page about that? Second part of it, I would ask about the tactics. Do they know how they're going to get there? Do they need any outside perspective on how to do that? And then last, I would ask, are they clear about their role? Do they know what role they play? Do they know what role the other folks in their team are going to play? And are they clear how they're going to work together to get there? Because that a lot of times can get in the way of actually realizing the plan that they had laid out. In terms of where advisors focus, they do tend to differ in terms of size and type, especially in terms of size. The smaller advisory firms focus mostly on growth, like how do we get our next client? Who should we be targeting? So the smaller advisory firms do focus a lot more on acquiring new clients. As they grow a bit more, as they add advisors, then it becomes about how do we add the right people to our team to be able to grow. A lot of times the mistake that folks will make when they're hiring is they'll wait too long. They'll end up having to pay more for somebody who's experienced versus mentoring somebody that maybe was a little bit younger and can grow up inside of the firm's culture and become an ideal fit. The other mistake that they'll tend to make when they're hiring those smaller to mid-sized firms is trying to replace or duplicate the person that's hiring them. So we always recommend looking for somebody that complements your skills rather than being a duplicate because you need different skills as you continue to grow the firm. My work basically comes down to helping everybody in the firm achieve success on their terms. A lot of times that ends up revolving to a degree around firm valuation because that's a really great way to evaluate how the firm is doing. It's the capital stake that the owner has in the business. It's what the next generation may be interested in buying into. And all along the way, it's a great measuring stick to see how the firm is performing because a good valuation is going to help you capture not just what the firm's worth, but all of the things that are driving that. And so you can identify what needs additional attention to help everybody achieve what they want to. Some of the most beneficial changes I see advisors making are making sure that they're set up to help everybody on the team achieve the dreams that they have set out. One of the most common mistakes I see folks making is just not communicating really effectively. First of all, of course, you want to have a plan, make sure everybody's on board with that, make sure it's going to achieve what they want. That's kind of baseline. And a lot of times you need somebody outside to help you do that. But even if you have a plan, there are a lot of firm owners, especially, or leads that might not be communicating what that plan is. And when people don't know what their opportunity is, what their options are, it's not uncommon that they'll end up looking somewhere else to be able to pursue their goals. Life is about expectations. We actually had a client recently say that discontentment comes from the difference between expectations and reality. So it's so important for folks to be really clear about where you're going, the role that they'll play in that. And we can help them in all kinds of ways, whether it comes to looking at the business structure, compensation, ownership. There's all kinds of mechanisms you can use to help everybody live out their purpose. So it's really just about having the right people, and there are ways to address all of the other pieces of the picture.